Hey guys, check it out. As you can tell, that is the new Ford F-150 Lightning, the electric F-150. And here is Darren Palmer, General Manager for Ford Electric Vehicles. Darren, thank you for giving us a walkthrough of this truck.
No problem.
So let's start with the front. How did you manage to get such a massive front?
Well, our strategy is that we want to tempt people into electric vehicles. We want to make them so compelling that it gets the heart as well as the head. So with the efficiency of an electric powertrain, we're able to remove the engine and reuse the space. But we envisage something that we've never had before. So it's a 400-litre space that also has 2.4 kilowatts of power inside. So it's very, very versatile. You could use it for front gating or many things. It also has an area underneath. It's hosable. You can fill it with ice, put drinks in there for a front gate, or you could put dirty kit in and take it out later and hose the thing out.
Kind of like the Mach-E.
Yes.
Very similar.
And it will also hold 400 pounds. So we call it a front trunk, but it will hold 400 pounds, which is very unusual for front luggage spaces like this, because you had to put that very deliberately. So really, and it gives the maximum space possible inside. So it's not a square shape, it's the maximum every millimeter we could give.
You know, that's always been a problem with pickup trucks, right? The fact that, let's say you're going to the airport and you're picking up people and you've got 5 people in the truck and it's raining, where do you put their luggage?
Absolutely. And also people say they're groceries and just daily use. This changes the game. So we're seeing a lot of the reservationists are saying this has now made the truck as usable like an SUV.
So can I ask, is there another space back there, or is that?
No, that's the access panel to get through to the systems of the car and the battery.
So for mechanics?
Yes.
All right, and can we close this?
We can't close this particular unit right now.
Then let's not close it.
But it's power close,
okay,
and power open on all of the vehicles.
All right, well, why don't you jump behind the passenger driver's seat and I'll get the passenger seat. So obviously this is, you know, an F-150. You've got the retractable gear selector, which is really cool. I love that feature. And does that also open here so you kind of get the space?
Yes, it does. So you can see we've put in the 15-inch screen system from the Mach-E, which is absolutely loved on that vehicle. It really links with your whole life. And Android CarPlay, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly, so that you don't have to be touching your phone when you're driving the vehicle. And with the fold-out table system, it now becomes really like a mobile air-conditioned office, and really versatile space. It's also all over-the-air updatable, so it will just keep getting better over time. In fact, you can see here that we've already added a game to the system as the software levels keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
So,
we had the Mach-E in the office, and I really love the new version of Sync. It really is, you know, another, I would say, leap ahead in terms of your infotainment.
Thank you. It was designed to really be around you as the customer, which is fairly unusual in this space. And so it reorganizes according to your needs, and so moves the cards around as you use the system, so that after a couple of hours, the top things that you do are on the first surface for you.
Now, does Ford only hire tall people?
Apparently so today, yes. There's a couple of
We just did the Maverick and we got 3 guys over 6'2". How tall are you?
I'm 6'6".
And you fit?
Yeah, I'm just working on the width these days, but yes. So yeah, I very much fit in a vehicle like this. I mean, really, what I would say is the top end of these vehicles are really luxury. They're really approaching luxury, and there's a Platinum downstairs with the sunroof and the new instrument panel and the all digital cluster and center. They're really high-end vehicles, really very comfortable, and that's what F-150 does. It spans from a basic work truck all the way up to really near luxury.
So I got to ask you, as a Brit, right, this must be an obscenely big vehicle from a British standpoint. I mean, I could see this plowing into a hedgerow.
So at first I thought it was.
Yeah.
Now I've lived here for 4 years. This is the size of vehicle that I like, and I want
it's funny how that happens, huh?
Yes, it's so versatile. As a family, I don't drive a truck today, but with this one, and this is the vehicle I'm going to drive, because that new front trunk means it's much more versatile as a day-to-day vehicle. Plus you have that whole space in the rear. I would use it for leisure for my family. You can put a canoe in the back, put the bikes in the back. Really versatile.
Yeah, I mean, in America, and I think the Europeans have a hard time understanding this, trucks are the family truckster, and that's because for instance, in Colorado, to go 1,000 miles, right, to go to Phoenix, I need to turn right onto the expressway, left at Albuquerque, right at Albuquerque, left at Santa Fe, right? 2 turns to go 1,000 miles. That's not doable in the UK or Europe.
No, it's really different, and people do a lot of activities here: boating, hiking,
a lot of toys,
and a lot of toys, and you just throw it in the back.
Yeah, let's look at the back. Let's see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what that looks like.
Hi everybody. What's up? They just didn't let us on the show.
Now, the interesting part about the rear here is that our customers wanted us to make sure it was identical to what we have today, and that's because there's lots and lots of upfits over 40 years that fit in that space, and they want to be able to transfer them across, and there's thousands of them.
Yeah, you talk about toys. Let's say 2 dirt bikes, an ATV, a small side-by-side, you know.
This is what people use.
This is what people use it for.
And they have the tonneau cover. This one doesn't have it. The other one does. The tonneau cover keeps that all dry and clean as well. But it's just that versatile space. These vehicles are really, they're like a toolbox or a utility knife. They can do so many things.
Now I noticed you got, like Andre has the hybrid. Tell me about the external power.
So we've upped the game here. It has 9.6 kilowatts of onboard power. More sockets than you
I want to say the hybrid is 7.2, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So
and it's got it's a 11 power sockets, and it means you can power a whole work site with 10 workers all day long, probably for 2 or 3 days. It'll always reserve enough to get you back home as well.
So obviously you've got the step here. Here you've got, looks like a yardstick of some kind, right? So you can
yes, because people really work on these surfaces day to day for their businesses, and they rely on these trucks for their business. So there's really great innovation in these vehicles all over.
Let's talk numbers. So what size kilowatt hour battery does it come with?
We're not releasing that just yet.
Fair enough.
Because we're focusing on the function for customers.
Okay.
So we can learn what really matters for them.
How about charging? Have you got a number for how fast it charges?
Yeah, it charges from 15% to 18 about 39, 40 minutes.
But kilowatt hour number?
We're not releasing that one yet.
All right. And how about performance?
Yeah. So performance is insane.
Okay.
So it has 563 horsepower and 775 foot-pound of torque, more than any F-150 ever. But probably more noticeable is how fast it reacts. It really is almost instant to full torque. So you probably never drove a vehicle like that before, and that's the first time people try it, they're blown away, because you don't expect a vehicle like this to react in that way, and in fact no F-150 does today. So really great performance there. I've had 10,000 pound max tow.
Okay.
And it will do that on a 25% grade really effortlessly with no noise or fuss. All four-wheel drive.
And have you released 0 to 60 numbers?
Yeah, mid 4 seconds.
Mid 4 seconds.
And it feels like mid 4 seconds.
And is there a 2-wheel drive and an all-wheel drive, or just an all-wheel drive?
We went with 4-wheel drive only.
Okay.
Because we wanted to segregate the truck and show what electric can do.
Fair enough.
So we went for this. I think one of the most amazing things for me is the starting price of the thing.
39K, right?
Yeah, and how we were able to achieve that. And that's before incentive. So here you get a $7,500 incentive. Many people are eligible. Also, it can be as low as $32,500, which is really...
Well, in Colorado, we get another $3,500 depending. So you're looking at a $10,000...
Under $30,000
yeah.
for a truck that outruns any F-150 we've ever made.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I would say if you want that, hurry up, because you guys are going to burn through those selling all those Mach-Es.
Yeah, that may be extended. The government is looking at...
I know, they're talking about it, yeah.
But what I would say is, we're taking reservations now. We had 100,000 reservations in 10 days.
Wow.
So if you're thinking of getting one, I would reserve one now.
When is it going to go into production, and when will it hit the dealership? So if you reserve one now, if you're one of the people who's early in, when do you expect to actually get behind the wheel?
Start coming to customers mid next year.
Okay.
And then we're ramping up from there. We're continuing looking at the capacity, and we're not here to just make a few. I can say that much so far. And we are looking to also increase capacity, because the reaction has been amazing.
Let's keep walking around. I'm kind of getting bored of looking at the back of it. So obviously this is Lightning. Will there be an FX4 model? What are the trim levels?
Yeah, so there's a Pro.
Yep. There's
an XLT, Lariat, and a Platinum. Like today, similar levels, but they're all quite highly spec'd. And really, they all perform equally as well as FX4. So they already have the all-terrain tyres, they already have all-wheel drive, raised suspension. So they already perform like an FX4, or all of them actually, and they all have that huge torque as well, or all models as well. My favourite is the long-range battery, 300 miles. You also get the ability to do home energy backup. So in the event there's a power failure at your home, the vehicle will take over and power the home for 3 days and up to 10 days.
Yeah, so I gotta kind of be fair about that. You know, we've done a lot of electric car coverage, and to actually convert your house to be able to plug it into an electric vehicle is not as simple, right? You can plug your refrigerator into it, of course. You can plug your, you know, appliances into it, but to plug the house, and you need like a special circuit board.
Yeah, so we're partnering with Sunrun.
Oh, okay.
This vehicle is the first time we've ever done this.
Yeah.
And you plug the vehicle into charge as normal.
Yeah.
And with that system, is a box. If the house loses power, the seat will automatically backfeed and power your house.
So you can plug it into your house if you have the right. The other question I have, we've done tow testing with electric vehicles, and usually the number is about a third of the range. So we found that if the vehicle has 300 miles when you're towing, usually down to like 100. Have you guys done some tow testing with this?
We certainly have. So the most important thing we learned some of this from the Mackie.
Let's go around the front.
It's accuracy of range. This is the most important thing. We can never leave a customer where they think they have more, and then when they start driving they have less. We can't leave them like that. So this vehicle measures the payload in the back, and it knows which trailer you have on, and then it customizes itself to that trailer, so it knows exactly how it affects. Now what happens is you choose a journey, and it will adjust the range exactly to that journey. And it uses a cloud-based tool to update for wind, topography, and traffic conditions. So you get an exact measurement of what it does, and the charging stations, and it will feed you between the charging stations which it has on board.
All right.
And that's the most important thing. The fact is, if you're going downhill a lot with a large load, you're regenerating so much, you won't affect range much. If you're going uphill lots with a big trailer, you will affect range.
So what?
Very, very dependent on the set of exact conditions.
What's the towing capacity?
10,000.
10,000. All right. And charging in terms of fast charging, CCS. So Electrify America, are you partnered with them?
So we put together the largest charging network in America. Yeah. Made up of multiple networks, one of which is EA, so they're all under Ford Pass, so the customer has convenience. We give them 250 kilowatts to that charging network, and the vehicle has them all stored inside, and it knows the quality of those. It's even online data. So you type your journey in, it routes you between chargers, and you can check, do you like the charger, do you like its location, and what is the customer rating? Choose if that's the one you want, and then you set off your journey and you just follow what the car says.
All right, let's go to the front, and let me ask you my softball question. You probably answered it already. What's your favorite part of the truck?
So for me, it's the bigger power front.
Yeah,
because that changes it from a truck that personally I wouldn't drive yet, because I've got a young family and I want that versatility for the family. And it changes it into a leisure vehicle for me. So for me, this is the one. But we know that the meaning of that front trunk is different for everybody. It's a blank canvas. For some people, it's a lockable toolbox. Some people, it's a space for, like I say, I used it for. Others, one customer that told us he's going to store his golf clubs in there with the green underneath and the rangefinder plugged in, so he's ready to play golf whenever he has a gap between jobs in his business.
Well, there you have it, guys. The new Ford Lightning. If you're interested, get your orders in now, because 100,000 pre-reservations is going to take a while to build, I suspect, even for Ford. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the time.